So we are continuing from where we stopped in the previous lesson. You see, so now I want us to now do something so perfect. I can decide to copy all of this. Copy. I can just cut it. If I cut it and I come here, I'll Control V to paste it, and then I can right click here. I want to delete, 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 delete. What if I want to add a new column before A? I'll right click on A and I'll say what? Insert. That's inserted it right. Now, what if I want to add a new row above Andrew? I'll right click here and I'll say what? Insert. It inserts up.
So if you want to delete a column,
If I want to delete a column, for example, if I want to delete J, I'll right click there and I say delete. That's deleted. See. Now I can say SN serial number, and I put names, and I put maybe maths, physics, chem, physics. I just wanted to do a simple mark sheet, right? See, so I'll insert another row here, and I'll say school mark sheet. School mark sheet. Perfect. Now, notice that this cell, this school mark sheet now has extended 3 cells, A, B, and C, right? This school mark sheet is inside of cell A1. It is inside of cell A1, but it is on top of B1. So it is on top here, it's not inside. It is inside here, it's not on top. So this mark sheet, this word mark sheet is inside of cell A1. What if I want to put in something in B1? If I type in something there, maybe students, you see, right? Now you discover that now what was inside of A1 now has gone behind B1. Perfect. So I just wanted to make mention that point. Perfect. Now, what if we want to put everything in borders? In borders, right? I can now, after I can put here sum, and I can put here average, and I can put here rank. See, right? I can put here remark. See? So first, I want to put this school mark sheet to be in bold. You see, right? I will left click on it, highlight everything, and I'll click on B. You become bold. You see, right? What if I want to centralize the mark sheet to be in the middle? You see, I'll highlight everything. I'll highlight it right up to J1, and then I'll click on home, and then you'll see merge and center, right? I'll click on merge and center. This is a very important function. Merge. If I click on merge and center, it has merged it and center. It has merged all the cells, joined all the cells to one cell, right?
you're gonna click on the center.
And no, this center here is to make it to be left, right, and then center. See, right? So this one is merge and left. This one is merge and center. See, right? Perfect. Now, what if I want to now, for example, I want to put it all in borders. I'll right click here, left click and hold, I'll highlight all, and I'll click on home, the home tab. Under font, you'll see this place like a window, right? 4 windows. This drop down menu down, I'll click this drop down menu and I'll select all borders. All borders. But notice that Bartholomew's name has extended, right? I can just click here inside B and C. I put my mouse there. When it changes to that particular arrow, this particular arrow, I'll left click hold and I'll drag it to extend it. You see, right? Or there is a special tool here that is used to automatically fit things, to automatically arrange things, right? For example, if I highlight everything here, I'll click on home. and if I right to this end here, if I click on format, right, I'll click on format. If I click auto fit row height, I can come and say auto fit row width. Let me auto fit row width here. See, pap, if I auto fit it, it has fitted. You see, right? It has now been fitted nice and neat. This is to auto fit the row width, and then now you can still auto fit the row height if there were some, if there was information that is really much inside one cell. If there's information that is really much inside one cell, like that it actually extends the, if it extends the height, right, not the width, you can say auto fit the row height and auto fit the row width. So I've auto fitted the row width. Next, if now we want to put now the serial number here, right, let me zoom it out so that you see it more clearly. If we want to put the serial number, so number 1 and number 2, you see, right? But I said it's easier to put the formula the way you say equals to, check the formula bar, equals to what?
Equals to
A3 plus 1. Enter. It becomes 2 there. And then if I take my mouse on this angle 90, click and hold, drag it down, the auto fit now, that's why now the auto fill now automatically fill all the numbers. Let's say his max in math is 12, 7, 13, 10, 13, 17, 9, 11, 16, 2, physics, 0, maybe 13, 9, 19, 12, 14, 16. Chemistry, people don't feel chemistry now. Okay, perfect. We are finished filling our marks, right? In maths, physics, chemistry, and then physics. Right? That's it. Now, if you want to calculate now the sum now you have to add maths, physics, chemistry, and then physics again. Accounts. Now let's change this one to accounts. Economics, accounts, and then now change the one to geography. Perfect. Okay, now let us calculate the sum. Once calculate the sum, right? All of so we'll say maths, physics, economics, and geography. Every formula begins with what? Equals to. See, yeah, let me increase this. So let me increase this so that you actually see the formula way. So that you actually see the formulas well. Perfect. The sum is equals to sum. You want to sum, right? So I'll say equals to what? Sum. I will now open my bracket. I want to sum from maths to geography, right? The first marks in maths is which cell?
C1. C3.
C3. So I'll say C3 is to F3. F3. Are you seeing? So to put the range is you put is to. Want to sum from what? C3 to what? F3. See? This is to after L, right? But you press shift and press it after L, it comes out. See, right? And then if I press enter now, it has sum it. So when I click here on the formula bar, what am I seeing? Equals to sum. C2 is to F2. Automatically, you know that if I want to sum for Bartholomew, it will be equals to sum, right? Sum from where to where? C4. C4 is to where?
Is to F4.
F4. See, right? That. But now, if there are 10,000 students, will you do it for 10,000? No. So when you've done the first one right, you can just click at the angle 90. Since the same formula that I want to put right down, if I click on this angle 90 left, click and hold, I will drag it down. Now it now sums down for everybody. It now sums down for everybody. So that is the sum equals to sum. See, so in every cell now, you'll be able to now know the formula by clicking on the formula bar. Okay, now average. If I want to calculate the average, therefore it will be maths plus physics plus economics plus geography divided by 4, right? Since there are 4 subjects, right? But now Excel already has a function called equals to what? Average. If I say equals to average, I want to now take the average from what? C3 to F3. That is the shortcut to put the range. When I put average, right, I'll open my bracket. I can just left click on C3. I'm left click and holding, I'll drag it to select the range. That's to F3. I'll leave it now. And then I'll close it. Or you can write it manually. If you cannot do it like that, write you manually one by one. If I press enter, it has calculated the average. You actually see right. So this person has 13 average, and then this other person has what? 10 average. So in this class, nobody failed. Now they can tell you that you should put your answer to 1 decimal point. 1 decimal point. If I click on 13, right, it's already in. It's in no decimal point. That's no decimal point, right? If they say put your answer in 1 decimal point, what I do? I'll click on the first one, and then I'll click on home. Are you seeing number? You're seeing the number tab, right? This is now for decimal places. Increasing decimals, and then doing what? Decreasing decimals. So if I want to increase it to 1 decimal place, I touch it like that. Or I can reduce it like that. That is 1 decimal place. That's how many decimal place? 1 decimal place. If I want to make all now to 1 decimal place, I click and hold, and I'll drag it down. It has put all now to 1 decimal place. That's how to make it to 1 decimal place. Perfect. Now the rank. If I want to now rank this subject, or before I rank it, I can say number of subjects. Number of subjects. If I want to say the number of subjects done by these people, right? If I cancel 9 here, I cancel 13 here, cancel 18 here, it will drastically change this for the map. Drastically. You see, right? The maps are okay. Now, if I want to count the number of subjects that each of them is doing right, what do I do? This Paul can be a delinquent. Let's cancel him 2 subjects. See, right? Perfect. Now, if you want to count the number of subjects that each of them is doing, what I'll say equals to count. It's a formula called count. Open my bracket, and I want to count from what? Maths till economics. Close it. If I press enter now, how many subjects is he doing? 4. If I put it down now like that, there are some people doing 2 subjects, 3 subjects. See, right? It has counted the number of subjects. This one, how many subjects is he doing? 2 now. So it is 1, 2. So it's 2 subjects that he has actually done. Let us now put now. Let us now put for rank. Let us now put the formula for rank. You actually see right. To do the formula for rank, if you know that automatically you say equals to what? Rank.
Rank average.
Rank. Now, to calculate the rank here is a very complex kind of formula, but it's so simple. I'm going to explain it so simply. To calculate the rank right, we have to now rank it from the average, right? We are ranking from the average. You can rank from the sum or the average, but it's preferable to rank from the average. The person with the highest average is the first, and the person with the lowest average is the last. See, right? I would say equals to what is the first average? Is which cell?
The first average is in
H3, right?
yes.
H3. So I'll say rank from where? H3. I'll put my comma. I'll put my dollar sign. That is, I'll press shift and press for dollar sign H. Dollar sign H, right? And then I'll put dollar sign 3. So it is still H3. Just that I put H3, put comma, I'll put dollars and I'll put the H, and I'll put dollars and I'll put the 3. Success, you're not attentive. So I'll put H3 from where I want to begin from, and then I'll put comma, dollar sign H, and I'll put dollar sign 3. It's still H3. I'll put is 2. Where do I want to end? What is the last cell? I want to end here, right? That is what? H14. So I'll put dollar sign H, and I'll put dollar sign what? 14. See, right? It has selected now that range. And then I'll close it. So Andrew is first. Right down to this. So there are two first, there are two brackets. You actually see, right? Now, notice that since there are two first, right, there will be no number 2 in class.
I don't know if you understand that one.
You see now?
I don't understand.
There will be no number 2 in class because there are two first. That is the use of that dollar sign. That is the use of that dollar sign. That dollar sign now is to make sure that there will be a first and there will be a last person in class. There will be number 1, so that if there are 5 bracket, right, is going to now manipulate it to skip 5 positions, and then now you go now to the 6th position. They call it the absolute cell reference. That's the dollar sign. So one more time, we rehearse this formula. We'll say equals to rank. Where are we beginning from? H3, comma, dollar sign H, dollar sign 3 is still H3. So where we want to end? Dollar sign H, dollar sign 14. That is it. I hope that is clear. The next one now is remarks. Remarks. If the marks is greater than 10, pass. If less than 10, fail, right? We'll now say if. We're using this function called equals to if. If, open your bracket. If average, that is H3, right? If H3, comma, is greater than or equals to 10. If H3 is greater than or equals to 10, I can put it this way. So now we want to do the remarks. If it's great, the max is greater than 10, greater than or equal to 10, pass. Else, fail, right? Perfect. So I'll say equals to, I'm using the if function. If what? Average, that is H3 is greater than or equals to 10. If H3 is greater than or equals to 10, comma, open my 2 quotes. I'll write the word pass. If H3 is greater than or equal to 10, it's pass, right? Else, since there are only 2 conditions, pass or fail, this comma will refer to, it means else. See, right? Else what? Fail. That's the formula. If H3 is greater than or equal to 10, write there pass. Comma means else what? Write the word fail. If I press enter now, this one will be pass. And then now if I autofill it, pass, fail. One person has failed. Okay, that's right. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is that if they tell you that you should now, if they tell you now to plot a graph, if they tell you that plot a bar chart for Cancel this stuff. They say plot a bar chart for the average. See, right? You should plot a bar chart for the names against the average, right? Plot a bar chart. You know what is a bar chart, right? Names against the average. How are we going to do it? Plot a bar chart for the names against average. First thing I will do is that I will select the names. I will select the names like that. I've selected the names, right? If I come to also select the average, notice that the names will deselect. So how will I select the names and average at the same time? So I'll click here, select the names. See, right? I'll go my mouse here. I'll click on control, and then
It's not the average.
okay, perfect. I will select the names like this. I'll go now to the average. I'm not clicking. I've selected. I've left it right. My hand is on control. My finger is on control. I'll click on average. I'll leave my hand on control, and then I'll select it down. And then I'll click on insert. What do I want to insert? I want to insert bar chart. This is chart, right? I'll select bar chart. Which kind of bar chart do I want? I can select this kind of bar chart. This is a wonderful bar chart. See, right? And then I can drag it here. So Andrew, it has plotted the bar chart for the names against what? The average. Selecting this thing is very, very important. So you need to rewind this video and then listen to what I said about selecting. Because if you select it poorly, it's going to give a poor result. For example, let me delete this chart and select it now wrongly. If I just select all like this, right? And then I click on control and I come and select it like that. I've selected the wrong way. If I click on insert, see the kind of chart that's given. I've selected it wrongly. So that's why I'm insisting that you select this thing the right way. I'll delete it. So I'll select it one more time the right way. I'll click on names, left click, select all. I've left it. I'll put my mouse now on average. I'll click on control. My finger is on control. I'll click on average. As I click on average, I'm leaving my finger from control. My finger is still left click. And as it's still left clicking, I'll drag it down. And then now I'll click on insert. And I'll click on bar chart. Perfect. They can tell you to rename the bar chart as school mark sheet. See, right? Rename the bar chart as school mark sheet. So I'll just click on these names. And then now I'll click on this average, right? And then I can now click here to edit the title. I cancel the average there. And I'll put there school mark sheet. School mark sheet. That's a school mark sheet. They can tell us to label the axis. That should label the axis, right? To label the axis is simple. I can right click here and I'll come here to. What if they tell you that you should format cells if the average is less than 10, right? Put it to be red. And then if the average is more than 10, put it to be black or blue. See, right? So I'll select the average. So I'll select all of these cells that contain the average. I'll select it. And on home, I'll click on conditional formatting. I'll click on conditional formatting. And I'll make my new rules. I'll click on new rules. I'll come here. You see, format all cells based on their values. No. Format only cells that contains. No. Format top and bottom rank. No. I'll say format only values that are above or below average. See, right? This one is best. So I'll format only the value that is only the content of the cell. Only values that are above or below average. So now I'll now select that one. And then now I'll say format values. I want to make the one that are below average. Below average, right? And I'll click on format. Below average now, I want the color to be what? Red. Click on red. See, and then now I can click on OK, and I can click on OK. See now, below 10 now is what? No, but you see, below 10, that is 10. 10 is showing red. Why is 10 showing red? Let us.
11 showing red.
11 is showing red. Okay, below the average of the class. Below the class average. Let us calculate the class average first, and then we'll see. We can put something here called class average, right? Class average. We can make it to be bold. Select it and make it to be bold. Class average. The class average now will be equals to average. The average now has to be here, right? We'll select all of this. No. I'm selecting the average from here. Let's cancel this thing back. Class average is from H1, right? No, not H1. H3. H3 is to H14. Let's calculate the average. So the class average is 11.6. That's why any average less than 11.6 now is red. You actually see right. But now on this conditional formatting now, you can decide to make it to be strictly less than 10, depending on you. You can make it to be strictly less than 10. Use a formula to determine which cell display unique values. So you just check here, and then now you actually go to do it. Is there another function that we need to stick? What if they tell you that you should increase the cell height? That should increase the cell height to maybe a number that will tell you. I'll right click on 2. That should increase the cell height of the field names. I'll right click here, and then I'll say row height. Row height. I can put it to what? 25. They say increase it to 25. That's the row height that has been increased to 25. If they say you should center align everything inside, I'll select all and I'll click on center align. Okay, see right. For this one here, like that, you see, number of subject is not showing well here, right? I can now wrap the text. If I click here and I click on wrap text now is now showing 2, right? If I increase the cell height, see, wrap text means that you should put it on the next line inside one box. That's the meaning of wrap text. I can select all and make it to be bold. There's a conditional formatting that can slant your handwriting. If I select this cell and I click on format cells, if I right click now here and I go to format cells, I can go to alignment. I can slightly just flip it like this using this clock, right? And then I can say okay. It has flipped, but it has flipped in one kind of stupid way. So this way of doing it properly. So that's just the basic of how this thing works. So let us answer a question now, and then now we'll see how it works.